Welcome back to the program. This is Capital Market live on Channels Television. Get on Twitter at Channels TV, just in case you've got some lines to leave for us, and at CTV Tempili, my personal handle, in case you need to share your comments. As we said earlier, corporate governance is now resonating in the Nigerian capital market as the NSE, Nigerian Stock Exchange, just launched the index. Corporate organizations operating in the country must maintain good governance to attract international investors and develop the economy. That was the message to a lot of the attendees, participants at that event on Thursday at the Civic Center in Lagos. Let's listen to what the Chief Executive of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Mr. Oscar Onyema, has to say about that index.
The NSE Corporate Governance Index outperformed the NSE All-Share Index and the NSE 30 Index, but underperformed the NSE Premium Board Index. Also, the NSE Corporate Governance Index is highly correlated with other NSE indices. By far, the highest correlation coefficient was recorded with the NSE 30 Index at 99.6%, and closely followed by the NSE All-Share Index at 99.3%. In essence, all indices moved in tandem in nearly all cases. The observed correlation between the Corporate Governance Index and the All-Share Index reinforces observed trend in some emerging markets, including Brazil, China, and Italy. It can therefore be inferred that companies that determine the direction of the All-Share Index in these markets are mostly companies with good corporate governance practices. The Corporate Governance Index will therefore be a veritable tool for investors in the investment-making decision process and will provide opportunity for new products such as exchange-traded funds. The CGRS certification is also a prerequisite for companies to migrate or list on the Premium Board of the exchange. The Premium Board features companies that adhere to international best practices on corporate governance and satisfy the exchange's highest standards of capitalization and liquidity. The Premium Board Index serves as a benchmark for investors looking to track the performance of large firms with excellent corporate governance and sustainable business models. Empirical studies show that similar indices in other jurisdictions outperform the market-wide index by double digits, and this is also evident with the NSE Premium Board. From inception to date, the Premium Board Index continues to outperform the benchmark NSE All-Share Index, with the Premium Board recording a total return of 92.93% versus the NSE All-Share Index's 53.80%. The Premium Board's performance continues to reinforce the sentiments of both foreign and domestic investors on the importance of corporate governance and sustainability. This is also reflected in the recorded growth of the global sustainability investment assets to $22.8 trillion in 2016, representing a 25% increment from the 2014 figures. These assets have investment preference for companies with strong corporate governance ratings and generally track corporate governance indices globally. Companies aspiring to be listed on the Premium Board of the Nigerian Stock Exchange must attain a minimum market capitalization of 200 billion naira as at the date of application, a minimum score of 70% on the corporate governance rating system, and maintain a minimum free float of 20% of their issued share capital or a free float value equal to or above 40 billion naira, as well as meet other standard listing criteria. As more companies become CGRS certified, we expect to receive more applications for migration to the Premium Board from companies that have met the Premium Board criteria. Once again, I congratulate the companies and directors being honored today, and I urge them not to relent in their efforts to sustain the high level of corporate governance that has brought them thus far. Today's celebration is not a destination, but a continuous process that should be consistently maintained and further improved upon. Let me use this opportunity to call on other listed companies that were unable to complete the CGRS process during the last rollout due to one deficiency or the other to improve on the identified gaps and conclude the process during the new review period, which is now open. This call also goes to companies that did not participate in the last exercise to immediately commence the process to meet the timeline of the new review period, as the certification is now compulsory for all listed companies.
Mr. Oscar Yema is the khaki leader of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. There you have him expecting more companies to be certified this year, 2018, for corporate governance rating in the Nigerian capital markets. Well, before we go, let's remind you of some of the key stories that you should watch this week. Paintscom, which represents the paints and coatings manufacturers Nigeria, also known as Paintscom, basically, is looking to delist from the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Shareholders are meant to be paid the sum of £1.15 per share held, as the decision was reached at a court-ordered general meeting a few days ago, beg your pardon. And for some of the other events you should watch out for, National Bureau of Statistics is built to release the fourth quarter 2017 as well as the financial year 2017 GDP data. So many predictions are out there on the anticipation of these numbers. For the free electronic dividend registration that you have enjoyed up till now, well, need I say, you have just 3 days left for this free registration. If you don't do that, you will have to pay 150 naira for this exercise, which has got just about 72 hours of working period to go. And just for you to take advantage of this period, one of the main things to do is to quickly run to your bank and talk to the folks at the counter or the customer relations officers and see how you can pick up the form, get registered for it and submit. Then you take it again to your registrar, who will ensure compliance. Well, on that note, that's the program for this evening. Thank you for being a major part of it. I do hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm Temple Ashaju. I'll see you again next time.
You're watching Channels Television.